Very well. Let this abomination unto the Lord begin.
Thoroughly depressed?
Thoroughly depressed.
Not just depressed?
Oh, it's an all-encompassing depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can you rate your depression? Like, if you could give me a facial expression that no one will see, what is it?
Yeah, it would be that guy in the Legion of Mad Fellows who's got the real wonky face.
The guy in the background.
Yeah.
As the legend says. I'm surprised he got it. We pointed him out. I didn't realize he got lines in this.
Yeah.
He has dialogue.
He is the wonkiest face.
I love it. Spectacular.
Yeah.
Would you like to say something?
And I'm Suds.
Yes. I'm David.
I'm James.
And we are here. This is it. This is it. Can you believe it?
No.
Believe it or not. This is the last movie.
Yeah, that's been in my head since you sung it on the fucking porch.
Oh, I love it.
This is going to be a very musical podcast.
Oh, I'm going to sing as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy. Whereas you are depressed, I am happy that this is it. We're done with the fucking movies.
About goddamn time.
Oh my gosh.
And it sucks to say because I do really love the movies, but they are just fucking murder to try and base a podcast around.
It's so draining.
There's a part of me that is so tired of doing them that I just want to go straight to Slurpees. Like, let's just be fucking done.
Well, we're only 2 minutes in, so we can't necessarily do that.
Should we Slurmy the movie at the start and then just bicker about that for the next hour?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I don't know. We didn't really talk much during the watching, so I don't know what you guys think about this. I have a pretty strong opinion, but I don't think you guys know what it is.
Well, let's start at the opening.
And I don't know if you guys like this or not.
This is Into the Wild Green Yonder.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the last movie of the Fox run? Was this Fox?
This was straight to DVD. This wasn't even aired until after they got syndicated.
That's true. That is true. Oh, then it was on Comcast. Or Comedy Central, pardon me. I don't want to keep going to Comcast.
Isn't it Viacom that owns Comedy Central?
Yeah. Well, then that's where I was. Okay, so when the original airing of the movies happened, I was like, oh my god, they're bringing Futurama back. I can't wait. And I loved all the movies because I was so nostalgic for it. Uh-huh. But now looking back on our Slurmies from, I think really I only loved the two. Well, you know what? I'm not going to jump ahead of myself.
Yeah, here. Come on. Spoilies.
That's a thing we're still doing. Spoilies.
I don't hate it as much now as I used to.
Well, yeah, it's ours now. We've made it our own, but we stole it from someone else, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Scott Ackerman used to say it.
Yeah.
What a hack.
Earwolf.
What's he even been doing for the last, 9 years?
Creating that massive podcast company. And
Shut
up.
Show on IFC got fucking canceled, so fuck him.
So Into the Wild Green Yonder starts with a rendition. It's like a spoof of a Frank Sinatra song.
It's like a lounge act.
Yeah, a lounge.
Richard Cheese.
Yeah, okay. Well, do you know who's singing that?
No.
Yeah,
it's Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
That is the Seth MacFarlane doing his lounge.
The Seth MacFarlane?
The Seth MacFarlane.
Wow.
I thought that he had sort of a beef though with the Simpsons writers because they make fun of his shows all the time.
Yeah, but he makes fun of their shows too. I think it's just a back and forth they have because he used to write for, I believe, The Simpsons.
No fucking way.
No, he didn't write for The
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
He didn't write for The Simpsons?
No. He might have been an animator on something.
Okay, all right. Well, I know he kind of worked with Matt raining at one point.
I need proof of this.
Well, they did that crossover with the Family Guy Simpsons crossover.
All right, I'll go to the interwebs while you guys discuss further
Let's just sit here in silence.
Are we going to sit here? Don't do that. It's terrible for audio.
James.
There can't be any silence, and that means I have to continue talking.
James, don't do your shit.
Look,
Yeah,
I love hearing my voice. I do. I will admit to that. But you guys need to go on. Give a synopsis.
Oh, well, were you just going to keep gesturing? Because that's really also very good audio.
Yeah, I know. They can hear.
Like that. Oh,
Yeah.
pizza grease.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we just talk about my cat for like 10 minutes?
Yeah. Schwen, get over here.
Your cat that loves me, apparently. Loves me.
He has sat on your lap for the past 2 weeks.
He's he's
Sweat.
not having it. Not having it today.
I don't particularly enjoy any of you.
Yeah.
Wait, that's his voice?
Yeah.
It's deeper than mine.
Suds, go get the treats.
I want my treats.
Only if you've been a good boy.
I'm a cat. I command you.
You're my slave. Do it now.
And do it without the attitude.
A little less sigh, please.
What? Who does Swen think I am? Kiff over here?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. He's a very Brannigan-esque cat.
Brannigan-esque.
He thinks he's got the worst life ever. He's fucking pampered.
I have to be inside, and it's warm, and I hate it.
He thinks he wants to get outside. Sits in that window crying all the time.
You see this? Do you see this? That's how I
No one can see this.
I'm talking to you two, not our listeners. Thank
Why
you
are
very
you
much.
talking to Bono? He's not here. You're talking to you too?
Talking you two to me?
Hey, it's Bono. I just showed up. I heard you were talking about me. That's not what Bono sounds like.
No, that was pretty good, I thought.
Is that going to be one of our new guests?
No, it's like
Is he?
Bono, who talks like this, kind of sounds like Ringo Starr via Brooklyn.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, the first note that I have here is when they blow up Mars Vegas and Bender just shouts, "Rest in hell, Crapville."
Why are they blowing up Mars Vegas?
We didn't really get a backstory to that. They just want to build a new Mars Vegas.
Which they build in like 2 seconds.
It is
by
the
the way,
future.
after they...
Yeah.
It's the future. Did you see the steamroller? It was like a couple football fields long.
I saw it, yeah.
Well, but then the mini golf course takes like months and months to build. And they have men
Yeah,
and
and
manly
the-
aliens working on it.
Men and manly aliens.
But here's the thing, okay, I might be getting a little bit ahead here, but this mini golf course, right? They're like, when they're building it, they're not just building it, they're calibrating it so that it perfectly, you just get a hole in one every time is what it seems like their end game is. What is the fucking point then of even playing? Because they're like, they're lining up the cannons for the shot. Like they are calibrating this to be a perfect hole in one shot.
Well,
Why? Why?
men and manly aliens, we are emasculated very quickly if we don't get our hole-in-ones right away.
That's true. I do like a hole in one.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta think of it that way.
Hmm.
Broader aspects of things.
You're just going to gloss over that euphemism.
I actually, that's what I meant when I said it, but then I regretted it. And I was hoping we did just gloss over it.
I wasn't gonna continue on with that. I'm not gonna bring this show any further down than I already have.
We're good. Okay, so you get it in one hole, and then
All right, see,
Leo...
this just sounds terrible. It's just you just got to stop with the in one hole.
Yeah, why just one hole?
I mean, if you want to get creative.
God.
Oh, that was bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is terrible.
I don't like the Wongs.
You don't like the Longs?
No.
More a fan of the ladies.
They are stereotypical. I'm just gonna move right past that one. They are. I still like them though.
No, they're all fucking... Well, besides Amy, her parents are fucking awful.
Yeah, what's her dad's name? Larry?
Leo and what's mom's
He's
name?
an asshole. I don't like him at all. I don't like that, there's a good chunk of this movie that sort of revolves around the Wongs. And again, getting a little bit ahead, but like, how the fuck does Leo Wong ingratiate himself to the point of where he is making decisions for President of Earth, Richard Nixon? Like, I don't remember why. I don't know.
Let's
But Leo Leo's an asshole. I don't like him.
And look at reality. He has a lot of money. He basically runs a large business. So, he
pretty much runs Mars.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. He runs Mars. What does that have to do with Earth President Nixon?
He just has a lot of money. And people with a lot of money do a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
Make a lot of decisions for this country, at least.
I mean, I guess they do kill the vice president.
Yes, that's true as well.
But you know what? It's on foreign soil. I
Yeah,
think you could get immunity for
Is
that.
Mars considered foreign soil?
We don't own Mars.
They kill the headless
future,
the headless body of Spiro Agnew. They kill with a hover cart.
They run him over with a hover. He was already dead. He has no fucking head.
He seemed to be alive to me. Is that the impression you were doing when I was out in the kitchen?
No, I wasn't doing an impression.
You did something. You sounded like a maniac out there. Yeah.
Was I doing something?
Yeah. Yes, please confirm, Elise.
What was I doing in the kitchen?
We don't know. We just heard some loud noise out here coming from your mouth is what it sounded like.
We've already been drinking all day, and we have like 3 more hours of podcast to record.
No, I can't remember at all. I don't recall making a noise. Was it when I was trying to print that thing?
No. It was just before we started recording.
Oh, jeez.
I was getting coffee.
Oh, and you guys were out there?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. That was James.
Oh, well, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, what did you
I
do?
was singing Dayman.
George isn't at home. Oh, Dayman.
And James was going,
Yep, that's what I heard.
Yeah. Fucking James, man.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't doing anything. I'm trying to think. When was I making some kind of noise?
Stop taking credit for my bits, Dave.
I'm not taking credit unless I am part of the bit. Like, the knife handle bit.
Sure.
Which we haven't brought up.
I don't know that we can recreate that comedy gold again.
No, we're not going to.
That's-
We need Justin back. Back on.
That was unfettered brilliance.
Was just terrific.
Well, no, you like Leo is such an asshole. He straight up tries to murder the protesters. He fucking blows them up. Which, first of all, how did you pre-plan to have the dynamite where they would be?
But also, how was their skin not flayed from their bodies during that explosion?
That also. I mean, if you want to get nitpicky about it, like...
I was going to say, you're the one who's going to bring that up here.
They should be dead.
They
should be
absolutely... Dead. But instead, they just fall onto Fry.
It's a
Yeah.
plot device. This is how we further the Fry being able to... Okay, so Fry, at the beginning of this episode, he gets conked on the head by one of the feministas, as they call themselves. We do see what happens.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
The first time I watched this, the movie, I didn't notice that he got a piece of the necklace stuck in his forehead. The what do they call it?
The feminecklace.
Is it feminecklace?
Not very observant.
No, well, I was probably stoned, so couldn't lie about that. I was laughing my ass off at all the dumb shit Leo Wong was doing.
Well, if we can ever get you to actually put down the enormous blunt that you're smoking right now.
Every day. Naked ladies, naked ladies, naked ladies, naked ladies.
God. I don't like that.
Oh, it's so dumb. It is very dumb.
I don't like it. Okay, so there's a couple times in this movie where, and I've mentioned this before, when like the professor in previous episode, pimps out his fucking van or whatever for a race, or like when they go to the beach and fucking like they're trying to like
Thug Life.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I hate when they do that.
But this has nothing to do with the professor. That is Snoop Dogg.
I know, but it's still stupid. And there are a couple times in this episode or this movie where they do dumb jokes like that.
Well, everything that has to do with Snoop Dogg is definitely in character, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, sure.
Like I could see if we saw that with the professor in this, I would agree with you.
No, there is a dumb professor line where he makes some like hip hop reference, and it's fucking stupid. I hate when they do that.
When?
I don't know. There's like 2 in this movie. I don't know if I wrote it down, but.
Well, okay. So Fry gets the Fema necklace stuck in his forehead. Now he can read people's thoughts. Although there's a bunch of stuff that goes on in between there. He gets a chip to enter the World Series of Poker.
Or the equivalent in the year 3004.
Yeah, Leo Wong is trying to bribe him and keep him from suing him for the accident because he blew up the feministas. Just okay. There are a lot of like these. They are stupid. They like what she said. She's talking about her bullhorn.
What's it called?
She goes, where's my blah, blah, blah. And then she ends it, she corrects herself and says something like at the end, but it has femme on the end of it. But we haven't talked about this yet because, one of the main characters in this is, Frida Waterfall. Now we've talked about the waterfalls before.
Sure.
And we've been talking about them because we knew we were eventually going to get to the end of the line. We meet 2 waterfalls in this episode.
Yeah.
We meet Frida and Hutch.
Yes.
I love fucking Hutch.
Oh, I love Hutch as well.
Hutch is the best.
Now, I'm just going to go on record here. I want to make this official. I'm going to cross my legs.
Are you doing the leg cross?
I'm going to lean in here and I'm going to say, this episode should have just been about Hutch Waterfall. The whole movie should have been that plotline.
You mean the Mad Fellows?
Yes.
Well, they take up pretty much a large portion.
Not enough.
Look, there
is a very meandering second act in this movie.
So you don't like the hippie revolutionary feminista part of this?
No.
No?
No.
Jeez. Such a regressive.
Well, I don't like women in general.
Oh, God.
And I don't think that they should be just broadcast at the forefront of the movie. I mean...
You are just going to ruin our podcast. That's what you're going to do. It's like you don't want to do this anymore.
No, I'm done. This is it for me.
Well, have either of you read anything on ecofeminism?
No, that's an actual...
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it is.
I don't know anything. It's not as it's portrayed in Futurama, which makes sense because everyone is a fucking idiot in Futurama.
Oh, you're saying that this is not an accurate portrayal?
Yeah, not an
Believe it or not,
George isn't at home.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, so, I mean, just, give us a more accurate portrayal. What is ecofeminism?
Let's...
Okay, so what I will credit Ken Keeler, who wrote this episode, what he did get right is that ecofeminism is based on the idea that having men in control of everything has destroyed the environment. It's pretty fucking accurate so far.
Okay.
Where it goes off base is the absolute cartoonish goofiness of the making woe mandate Leo's retirement and the vagiroscope and having everything be that like cloaked in the honey bun hideout, having anything cloaked in this traditional I don't know, feminine facade. That's
the vagiroscope.
But
the megafem?
That was it. Megafem.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's my megaphone? I mean megafem.
I'm sure someone who is much more well-read than I, could give you a better description of it than that. But from what I've read, that's the basic idea behind it. And, yeah, fine.
So they make it super outlandish, like, just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Now, like, that... I get it. But why would they jump? I don't know. It's like, just the absurdity of it.
Well, they're fucking idiots. Being women or concerned about the environment has nothing to do with it. They're just fucking morons. They're bad at what they're doing.
Well, and we do see that ultimately, I don't know that they actually care about the outcome. They sort of just want to be represented as people who care. But when it really comes down to it, you know, later on when Leela sort of gives them a couple different options of like, well, we can just sort of like chant slogans, or we can make a difference. And they're like, what was that first option again? Like they don't actually want to put forth the effort.
That could be said about a lot of
women.
Oh,
all right. I'm gonna stop. For a second, when you first started that line, I thought you were gonna make that joke, but then the closer you got to the end, I knew you weren't, so I felt like I had to jump in.
What world would I ever make a joke? You're fucking killing me, man. You're killing me. I was just gonna say that's representative of a lot of sometimes a lot of protesters, or a lot of people who have who are very
like the people who want to be, you know,
they want to be part.
They want to be photographed down at the Capitol building in Harrisburg holding a sign, but they don't actually.
You know what I'm talking about. And
I know what you're talking about.
We're not going to get too into that, but you know the type of person they want to be in the scene, but they don't actually care as much as they show, like they're, you know, they're showing
more
up.
About having that as a part of your identity than actually caring about what that affects. I don't know if I could. It's like that, you know, that friend of yours who like graduates high school and goes off to college for a semester, and when they come back from break, they've got this whole new, just like, haven't you heard? I'm a neo-progressive post-Marxist now. Like, fuck you.
Like, what the fuck? Yes, it's very, there is a lot of that. And
so wait, is that why you didn't respond to my invitation to my neo-progressive post-Marxist party last week?
It's not the reason.
Let's not get too into this, because I know we have some harsh feelings about, I know you do, about some people around here.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think we both know what we're talking about.
I'm not going to get into that. But, that could be representative of, and James is exactly right. Like that, I saw that in my first year of college, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you were somebody else the other week. Yeah. When did you get brainwashed or whatever's going on here?
Yeah. Weren't we drinking under a bridge 6 months ago? What's with the beret?
Yeah. Very confused about what's going on now. Should I drink more? Anyhow.
That was a good one, James. I like that.
So...
maybe based on a real event.
Possibly. James, can I see your notes real quick? I want to see if we covered a lot and a little there in the first 24 minutes. Holy shit. So we did skip over a few things. I don't know if you want to talk about them. What is it? The scientist who has to...
Oh, yeah, the impartial scientific observation
of whether there are species or animals on the planet that need to be protected to some effect.
Wait, is that something that Farnsworth is doing? Because I have a note about Farnsworth.
Yes, Farnsworth. They say it, and he, like... they immediately cut to Farnsworth, and
Right.
he's counting money.
Yeah.
And right there, it's bad news.
So, but I guess, like, how did Farnsworth get into this position? Like, what authority does Farnsworth have to make this determination? Did they just bestow this responsibility upon him, or is it because he holds the title of scientist?
It
just seems like he's just such a bumbling idiot. Like, they so easily pay him off, and
Well, that's what it is. He's just an available scientist.
and they don't want somebody probably who's actually good at what they do.
When they say
They want to just pay someone off.
Yeah, they couldn't
Right.
afford Wernstrom.
Oh, yeah.
would
Okay.
probably be worse. Worse than Farnsworth.
Yeah.
So yeah, he even when they allude to an impartial scientist,
Yeah.
that's the joke. Immediately you see Farnsworth and you're like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I just, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I was just confused because, I don't know, like, they could get anybody in the world, any other scientist who would probably give more of a shit than Farnsworth would.
You should have gotten Al Gore.
Is that what Al Gore is doing now?
I'm actually surprised we didn't see him in this movie with the nature of the topic matter.
He's busy. He's got...
Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You got nothing. When did this air? When exactly? Was this a year later? Did they air these like consecutively?
I mean, I think they were all put out pretty much around the same time. This has got to be 2008, 2009.
Okay, so he was working on An Inconvenient Truth again.
Al Gore here. I was working on An Inconvenient Truth during the recording of this particular Futurama movie. Boy, do I wish I could have been there.
Why does Al Gore sound so much like Suds?
And a combination of Dr. Stephen Nipple.
It's just a louder Stephen Nipple.
Yeah, a quicker Stephen Nipple.
Is it perhaps because Al Gore is Stephen Nipple?
Oh my gosh, it might be.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Dr. Stephen Nipple here.
Oh! You just missed former Vice President Gore, Mr. Nipple.
Oh yeah, I saw him on my way in.
Yeah, it was so quick. By the way, your mustache is falling off.
No, pay no attention to that. It's a real mustache, I promise.
Oh, well, I should go find Al Gore. He needs to talk to Dr. Stephen Nipple and also Suds, who isn't here right now.
Yeah, where is Suds exactly?
Actually, no, we don't need to speak. We can't be in the same room at the same time.
Why is that again?
Gotta go. So, see ya.
All right, folks, that was Dr. Stephen Nipple.
Hey guys, it's me, Suds.
How can we be sure?
Yeah. What's that in your pocket? Is that a mustache?
I hate the look that I'm getting from Elise as I do these stupid voices. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, come on.
You see what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
None of us has pride.
It's all shame.
Dr. Stephen Nipple here. Speak for
Dr.
yourself.
Stephen Nipple here.
I'm out.
Well, let's. Do you want to jump forward a little bit, or
Well,
Yes, please.
I want to
way
just
forward.
talk quickly about the professor acting out pony murder.
Oh yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, that was easier than those. Easier than killing those ponies or exterminating those ponies.
Clippity clop, clippity clop.
And then like the fucking machine.
It's the fact that he like mimes the whole thing.
Okay, so we get introduced to another character. We're not aware he's a character. He's like you think it's a minor little just like background joke. And for everyone who's seen the episode, the Muckleash, the Martian Muckleash.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's just kind of like a stupid like sight gag with Leela.
Yeah.
In the first, 15, 20 minutes. She keeps trying to defend this terrible, ugly creature.
Yeah. And it is a good physical comedy, like sort of slapsticky bit where it keeps attacking her over and over again, even as she has stomped on it and lasered it and everything.
Yes.
But that thing fucking needs to die.
Yeah.
It has no sense of self-preservation. It's a fucking hyper-intelligent ancient race that has existed for so long, and it can't decide, you know what, I shouldn't suck on this lady's neck because she's trying to save me, and I'm the dark one.
Well, we don't find out. It's that no one does until the end of the episode. Mid episode, you hear a voice, and the Muckleech, if you guys don't know already, spoilers, kills Frida Waterfall, one of the last waterfalls. Yeah. We do hear his voice at some point, but like they don't allude to it, they don't show anything. They just
it's just sort of like off camera, disembodied voice.
But he must have like psychic powers or something. Just like strangles her or something like that.
He's got the Force.
The Force is that
something.
Is?
I mean, it's something like that. That is what I thought.
Mm.
But going back to the first scene where we actually see this little creature, I did think it was really fucking funny. Like, just like the slapstick humor of him, like, continually sucking on Leela and getting beaten off. And, we assume that it's killed, but then it just keeps coming back. I did think that was funny in the first scene. However, it keeps happening.
Well, see,
I kind of thought they beat it into the ground a little bit.
I laughed the hardest, and the last time when she keeps going this beautiful, like keeps like changing her temperament.
Yeah.
Like, oh, excuse me.
Well, she's an eco-feminist. She loves all living things.
Feminista.
Yeah.
Let's just refer to them what they are. Feminista.
Okay.
That's terrible. But she keeps doing that. But the one time where it attacks her in the eye.
Yeah.
Or no, on the knee. And she, like, I laughed super hard because they're bleeping out everything she's saying. Motherfucker, like, jumping on one. But that was kind of the last. At that point, I was like, all right, we can be done with this joke.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, agreed. This joke is over. Let's move on from here. Which I think there's one last. You see her run past in the background with the leech still, like, attacking her. Now, like, okay, so with that, I'll say this. The first time it happens is funny. Second time, not so much. When they do the bleeping, I thought that was hilarious. Another time, it's okay. No, but like when you see her like run past in the background as everyone's talking and she's trying to pull this thing off, like I laughed at that too because that's kind of my sense of humor, like background shit. I think is funny.
So let me ask you a question. When is it that she gives up and just allows it to remain there? Because it's there for the rest of the movie.
Well, when we
and then eventually, comes into play at the end. But why does she just give up? She just like lets it stay there.
They don't show, but they go from everyone talking to Leo Wong, and they just clip to the casino where they're all sitting at slot machines.
Yeah.
So you see it like latched onto her neck.
Right. And
this is where we find out that Fry has gained the ability to hear everyone's thoughts. Like this is kind of where we get the main plot of the story.
All right. So to go back a little bit, I have two notes. One of which is poison cement.
Is that what that's at?
Do you remember that?
Where he dumps it into the I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
I just thought it was cement. Oh, jeez. All right.
Yeah, poison cement. And then my next note is, concerning when they get to the casino. There's a lot, I don't know if you guys took note of this, but there are a lot of like really funny names for the slot machines in various games in the casino. One of which was called Pull My Finger. There was one called Wheel of Fortran.
Okay.
Fortran being a computer programming language. And then there's another one called Poverty Party.
I heard James say one Grain's Last Nickel.
Yeah.
Is that
The one that
right,
Zoidberg
yeah.
is playing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Which the Zoidberg has a few jokes in this. I don't know. He is prevalent, but like the stuff that he does specifically, like when he plays the slot machine and it just says out of order.
Yeah.
Like, or no, out of order, no refunds.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm bankrupt.
Yeah, he played like a nickel.
Yeah.
But he's got a system, so.
Yeah, he does. He has a system. But, Bender has a better system. Using the same old tricks. Coin with a string on it.
That doesn't work.
Does he do that?
Yeah. No, it doesn't, because the machine grabs the coin, actually. Yeah. Can't do that. Maybe back in the day. Back in my day.
Yeah. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
When you could put a coin on a string. Or rob a soda machine.
Rob a soda machine?
I got nothing else. I don't know what else they had back then.
Yeah. Pepperidge Farm stole a lot of Pepsis in its day.
The worst kind of soda.
So are you a Coke drinker?
Me?
Yeah.
I was.
What do you mean was?
I haven't had a pop, as you would call it, from where you're from.
That's true.
Canada?
Western PA.
Western PA.
Same
Pop.
thing.
Oh, by the way, this is so far off topic, but this is something that Elise and I were talking about the other day. Are there any other states that you say with just their two letters, like PA? I don't think there are.
No, in conversation?
Does anyone else from any other state say that about their state? Like if like somebody that lives in California, do they call it CA?
No,
they don't.
They got
right?
other short,
Okay.
I don't know if they would call it Cali, but they're probably just like California or the West Coast, because it basically takes up the largest portion of the West Coast.
Okay. Are there any other states though where that is common?
James, when you were in New Orleans, what today?
Oh, you can't say I'm from LA because that's...
Yeah. There's like cities, I guess. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know anyone. Although the state that should do it is Oregon.
OR? Why?
I'm from the OR. The operating room.
Yeah, okay, I thought that's what you meant, but it's so dumb.
Of course, so is calling Pennsylvania PA.
Yeah, but it just makes so much sense.
What do you call Baltimore? We just say Baltimore.
Fart Town.
Baltimore's a city.
Or Maryland, I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Completely fucking went over that one. Well,
The great state of Milwaukee.
Okay, so it's just Maryland? You don't have a
Maryland.
MD.
MD?
I'm from MD.
No one says that.
Yeah, no one's gonna know what that is.
Florida?
Yeah. Okay, this was just my point. Like, none of it works.
Yeah, no, well, you know what? We're just weird here. That's basically what it is.
I guess so.
We're not that weird, though. It's just people don't like saying Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania. Oh, you're from Pennsylvania. You mean the place with the capital that's Philadelphia?
That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself. It's not Philadelphia. It's Harrisburg. Learn a goddamn thing. I may be an idiot, but I know things.
Is that because you're from PA?
No. Not even. Read a book!
The big book of state capitals. Can't wait to crack the binding on this one.
Who wants to crack the binding?
What's the capital of Mississippi?
Well, I have no idea.
Jackson?
Correct. What's the capital of Alabama? This is a new segment on our podcast
Is
called
this what?
Guess the Capital.
Do you know the capital of Alabama?
Alabama?
Yeah.
Birmingham?
Maybe. I forget.
Oh, you don't actually know
No,
the...
no.
You fucking know the capital?
No, I forget what Alabama is.
I think it is Birmingham. We stopped there when I drove to New
It could
Orleans.
be.
We stopped
It
there.
could be.
So I believe that is the capital.
Should we just incorrectly guess state capital? What's the capital of Idaho?
Boise.
Okay.
What's the capital of Rhode Island?
Oh, shit.
Don't look at me because I don't know either.
Montrose.
Montrose?
Yep.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I made it up.
I'm going to have to look that up.
I don't know what Rhode Island is.
All right, let's keep rolling here.
Well, it's just like...
Are we just going to linger on capitals? Is that it?
Yeah. That's the capital of Mars.
Wong.
Yeah, I was
Wong?
going to say that too. Yeah.
The Wong place.
No, you read the Wong place.
Oh, God. Those jokes are so lame. Like on the signs outside of the casino.
No,
I just don't like Leo Wong.
So as we're in New Mars Vegas, is it called?
Yeah.
We see a lot of actually in this whole 4 movies, we see basically every character that has ever been on Futurama.
Well, especially at the end when they're in the stadium in
Yep.
this movie, because we see fucking everybody in the crowd.
And we'll bring up at the end who else was in the crowd.
Not the dead waterfalls, though.
We do not see the dead waterfalls.
And we lose the last 2 waterfalls in this movie.
Hutch, R.I.P. man,
Yeah.
my dirty shifty friend.
My dirty shifty friend needs to be the title of something.
A book, maybe.
I'm not writing it.
Well, who
Well, we'll send it to David Wong. He can write it.
Yeah.
who would it be written about though?
Well, dirty shifty friend.
Yeah, who?
Who's the dirty shiftiest of us?
Daryl.
Daryl's.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Shout out to Daryl. You are our dirty shifty friend, bro.
Anyone knows fucking Daryl, they are gonna send us emails and be like, "How dare you?
Daryl's a nice man.
He is a saint." Except for all that sleeping at the bar shit.
Yeah. You know, that whole Daryl contingent that makes up so much of our fan base.
Everybody loves Daryl.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
Sounds like you don't love Daryl. Go ahead. Tell him.
Daryl is such an asshole, you
Yeah.
guys.
Continue.
Well, the next bit, I guess, is Bender having an affair with the Donbot's wife.
Oh, boy.
I could have done without this
Agree, yeah.
B-plot.
I just don't understand how this robot works.
What, the Dawnbot? Or you mean the fan?
Yeah.
The fan bot, or whatever she is called.
Fanny.
Fanny, right? Yeah. The fan bot.
The fan bot, basically.
The fan bot. Oh,
Fanny.
God. Well, because it is I guess the whole point of it is to get Bender into the poker tournament, which could have been done in so many different ways. And then the whole thing is just, by the end of it, glossed over, where it is the matter of just like, hey, will I see you tonight? Yeah, probably not. And just, that's the last time we ever hear of that, so.
Yeah.
That's typical Bender fashion, but you are right. I mean, they could have avoided. I mean, he was going to end up gambling or trying to steal the money from the poker tournament anyways, so why even have this random subplot?
I would have rather seen more of the Mad Fellows instead of the whole
absolutely.
Bender
Me
going
too.
off.
So
Yeah.
that is what you guys both agree on. Like, the Mad Fellows should have been prominent in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, well, they weren't even prominent in the first act, but they were at least mentioned, and then more prominent in the third act, I guess, but they just kind of like go away, you know? I don't know.
Well, they disappear and come back. I mean, we meet Hutch Waterfall in the first episode.
Yeah.
And we learn that, wearing tinfoil on your head actually does keep the thoughts out. So the next time you see a guy on the street who has tinfoil on his head, you should throw him some change because he is protecting the universe from the Dark Ones.
Okay, so now, let's just take a step back here. You think that Futurama is real?
No.
You think that Hutch Waterfall's out there on the streets somewhere and we need to protect
wish. I don't want to get hit with a wine bottle, though. I feel like that would be uncomfortable.
Why does he hit Fry every single time?
Because
The last time he hits him, he hits him and then Fry wakes up in the same spot. He doesn't even take him anywhere. He just knocks him out and then he wakes up and then he's like, they just have a normal conversation. He doesn't need to do that.
He's the dirty, shifty friend.
True.
And he's insane. He's wearing tinfoil on his head. We're just talking about the tinfoil thing, right?
No, we haven't mentioned that yet.
Yes.
No, we never talked.
We have talked about the tinfoil yet.
You're both insane. Crazy.
Who were you talking to about the
That's why
tinfoil?
I'm talking to myself.
Dave is delirious.
I'm hearing voices.
You got it, Mr. Voice in my head.
Voice in my head.
Should we talk about the poker tournament here?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care for this. I didn't care for the poker tournament. To tell you the truth.
Really?
No.
Oh, I think that's one of the better parts of the first act.
I feel like a couple moments in it were alright, but they dragged that out too. Now, what's his name? Penn Jillette?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Oh, and then the decomposing head of Teller.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
How does a head in a jar die, though?
True.
You know what? They could only get... Obviously, Teller doesn't talk. So there's the joke. What would be the point of having just animating Teller's head? Let's make a joke of the fact that he's not going to talk.
Yeah. But this is a reality where
I
we've
get
seen...
it. I know what the joke is.
But we've seen Hermie's head live outside of a jar for however long. We see long dead figures from history who are now alive again in jar form.
That is just Penn making fun of his partner.
Do you think they actually got Teller to come into the booth during...
Just be silent.
Yeah, he was just sitting there.
Just record silent takes.
You just sit next to Penn Jillette's massive head and be dead.
Yeah, that was pretty good with the giant head.
It is. It's pulsating out of the jar.
But the jokes he kept making about... Has anyone here actually watched a poker tournament?
Yeah, I've seen it on ESPN back in the day. Yeah, I've watched it.
Why? For what reason?
Well, because sometimes on ESPN they would show celebrity poker, which was sometimes entertaining, I guess.
Jennifer Tilly playing.
I don't recall seeing her back in the day, but I know that she's one of the most prominent.
Yeah, she's one of the top poker players. I don't know why I know that.
No, I remember David Cross and Ray Romano, just playing poker, and that was kind of funny, I guess.
And the guy from Creed on that tournament.
Before he turned to Satanism?
Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
My favorite musician of all time.
I know. Such a big Creed fan.
Yeah, I'm a Creed head over here. Yeah.
I only know that through David Cross's stand-up. I've never watched fucking poker.
Oh, okay.
It's the equivalent
I
of watching golf.
It's better than golf. I would say.
It's hard to get worse than watching golf.
True, yeah.
Because I've played golf before, and it's kind of fun. It's mostly fun to just get drunk and drive the cart around. But
yeah, but then you get kicked off the course, or you get told hey, your shirt's not fancy enough.
What?
You're too drunk.
You got wear polo shirts.
Does that happen to you?
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You got kicked off a golf course?
Yeah, you got to dress nice.
That's stupid.
I agree.
It limits mobility.
You look nice in a polo. Just get one. You like to watch golf.
I don't like to watch. You're not listening to anything.
No, I'm not. No, not even the least. Why were you on a golf course?
I've been on many a golf courses. Many a golf's course.
Just say it right. I'm golfing. Seriously. I can't see it.
You think I've never been on a golf course?
No.
Have you?
Yes.
And what makes you so much better than me?
He had a nicer shirt.
Exactly. Wear a nice button down.
put on my khakis and my dress shirt, and then it was time to play sports.
The sports ball.
Yeah.
Is golf considered a sport, technically?
Yeah, it's a fucking sport.
No. You swing a thing and you walk.
Dude, curling is a sport.
That's ridiculous. All those things.
Fine. This is the weirdest atmosphere to record in right now.
Yes, it is. I know it is. Let's move on.
Are we ready for
yes,
Slurmies yet?
I don't know. I think we need to take a quick break here.
Where are we exactly?
No, stop. You're going to take a quick ad break here.
Hi, this is the crew from the Planet Express Delivery Podcast.
Hello.
We are just, this is a commercial break. This is a commercial break. But we'd like to inform you, if you'd like to support the show, we do have several ways that you can do that. The one in particular that we are going to tell you about today, I'm going to pass this off to James right now because he has all the information, but he will tell you right now.
Yeah, I'm the one who owns a computer.
Exactly.
Okay. So
the instructions, the notes that you have there look very simple, though. It just says, send vodka.
It says send vodka.
Yeah, to support us.
Yes, just support us. Please send vodka to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We'll find it. Don't worry.
Sure.
We always do.
But if you want a more direct way to support the show, we do have a merch store through the site TeePublic, who we're affiliated with. If you would like, go to our website, planetexpresspod.podbean.com. Click on the link in the episode description, and that'll take you directly to our merch page. Once you're there, we have dozens of designs for you to choose from. You pick the design you want, pick out t-shirt, hoodie, mug, laptop case, stickers, other things that I'm probably forgetting right now.
No, that's a lot. I didn't realize we had that much even.
Oh, no.
But that's awesome. Now I'm going to go and check it out. Because
I'm going to go buy some as well.
You know what? I think I will as well.
I think this sounds fantastic.
Okay, guys, you pushed that a little too far. I was trying to make it fun for everyone. Now it's not.
This is the funnest thing I've ever heard.
Actually, forget this plug. We're going to buy our own merch right now.
We're buying merch. Also, though, that is not the only way you can support us. As always, we do want to hear from you on our Facebook page and on all the places you can listen to our show, Podbean being our flagship.
You could maybe rate us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be nice of you to do.
Yes, we love hearing from and we do have email addresses, which we'll give at the end of the show.
But any support that you guys can throw at the show is much appreciated. We are a completely DIY endeavor, and we did not expect the show to be even as big as it is, whatever modicum of success we've been able to achieve.
Yeah, I don't think we can measure it at not at this point.
But if you want, please do leave us a review in the iTunes store and check out our merch page on TeePublic. Again, go to planetexpresspod.podbean.com to click the link that will lead you there. And everything goes right back into supporting the show. We do not get paid for this.
No, we do not.
We lose money every episode that we do.
Technically, we'd all be bankrupt right now.
We're not. You're not already?
No, I have not filed.
I am fully in the red.
Well, that explains why our studio looks like shit.
Hey, fuck you.
I've changed my identity 6 times since we started this show.
All right, so yes, if you need any more information, there is an email address we'll give at the end of the show, and please send us money.
Just loose money,
loose change. We love it.
Sacagawea dollars.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need to get into a different headspace before we move forward.
What headspace?
Golf is a sport.
It is not a sport.
Yeah.
It's a leisure activity.
So you think Tiger Woods is not a sports player?
Not a golfer, you mean?
I know what I said, and I meant what I said.
I don't consider it a sport. I don't see how sporting it is.
And your opinion is the one that matters above all.
As always.
I don't know that he's going to make it back alive after this ad break, because I might murder him.
No.
Yeah.
Are you getting offended because you played disc golf? Is that what this is?
I wasn't even considering that, but now that you put that in my mind, yeah, I am fucking offended.
Frisbee golf, as we like to call
that's
it.
not what it's fucking called. Frisbee is a trademarked piece of plastic.
Had to get you started. I'm sorry.
It is a disc. It is a nondescript disc.
Nondescript.
Frisbee is you can't.
James is doing his why do I do this podcast thing. Once again, golf is not a sport.
Who gives a shit?
I don't. I'm just getting him riled up.
It seems like you care.
I could give less.
It seems like you care.
I don't care. I don't. Dude, my dad used to golf. I have golf clubs. I have all the things. I just don't use
all
them.
the thing.
All the things.
All the things.
Things. Plural, right? Correct? That is right. All right, good.
All's the thing.
All the things. Anyways, this was supposed to be a segue.
This is a much better headspace than we ended it in.
What headspace are we supposed to be? We've been doing this for so long. This is the headspace we're always in. We come back, and James has a note here about Zoidberg falling. Now, prior to that, we're brought to the mini golf course that Leo Wong is creating in space.
Do you think Leo Wong considers this to be a sport?
You're just gonna keep going on, aren't you? You're not gonna move on.
Answer the question.
I mean, I think they very clearly state in the episode that mini golf is considered a sport.
Leo Wong even says he loves everything about mini golf except for the fact that it's mini.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what leads us to what's actually going on. He's creating a larger-than-life mini golf course. Giant balls to shoot off planets and into a black hole, I believe.
Do you think that his desire to create a larger-than-life mini golf course has anything to do with the size of his penis?
I mean, how could it not?
Inadequacy? Yes.
Okay.
But there is a... We were talking about this earlier. This actually goes along with the feminista thing as well. Because we have two sides. We have the feministas and we have the men who are trying to manipulate everything. Is that
how the feministas describe
it?
I think that's how Dave just described it.
I'm using stop trying to... What does Frida Waterfall say in the beginning? Manscape?
Yes, you know that scene where Frida Waterfall talks about manscaping.
Be in line with her character. Stop using terrible puns. But yeah, we see what Leo Wong is doing with around a small violet dwarf star, which still has to do more with the ecosystem and just men fucking it up.
Yeah.
Which, consistent with the feministas' point of view, except for they are still ridiculous in this.
Oh yeah, they're fucking terrible.
As I had already mentioned, Frida Waterfall makes terrible, terrible puns. You gonna send those to me? Alright. Terrible, terrible puns the whole time she is still alive.
When you said terrible, terrible puns, all I thought was deadly, deadly bees.
Deadly, deadly bees! We're better than his last crew.
But have we gone to... Fry has been abducted by the Madfellows?
Again, or first time?
First time? First time.
I want to say first time. We were introduced to Hutch, and he says something about a secret society.
But he, shoos Fry away or something.
Yeah, to that effect. And then he is abducted, and we meet, I'm just calling him number 9. Because he has the 9 shirt on.
Yeah, I don't know that he has a real... Hutch calls him something.
Oh, yeah, he does have a name. What the number 9 shirt, what was his name?
He has a title.
don't know. I don't remember.
By the way, if you're listening to the show, you can tell this is going downhill real quick.
We, have been drinking a while.
Yeah, we're trying to skirt through this as quick as possible, but...
I don't even have a seat anymore.
Swen, what are you doing?
Swen, speak into the microphone, please.
Can we get a meow, at least? He's like, wait, what's going on? If you haven't been able to tell, and we might as well talk about this again. We are so done with movies.
I'm so over the movies right
It's
now.
so long. You know, honestly, when we were watching it earlier, when it got like close to the end of part 3, I was like, oh my god, we're so close to being done. And then it ended, and then there was a part 4, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Let's just, okay, so that's the general feeling about, let's just highlight all the shit that we love about this, the movie.
Spockoscope.
Yeah, Spockoscope. I already mentioned the what was it, the vagina scope, or the...
Vaginoscope.
That's what it was. He has it written down. What was it?
Oh, the vagiroscope.
Vagiroscope
Okay.
was the word. I was like, oh, there's a Leela line for you.
Alright, so then they kill Bender and Fanny, except they don't kill them, and fucking Clamps says that he's gonna kill them with a clamp or a clamp-like device previously.
We get a lot of clamps in this, though.
I like clamps a lot.
Yeah, the clamps!
But then he doesn't use a clamp or a clamp-like
We
device.
get
He uses a Tommy gun.
I did enjoy that about that subplot. We got the Donbot mousepad. I don't know, is it Frankie?
Joey.
Joey and Clamps.
Yeah.
We get those three who I fucking love. I do love them. Like,
Yeah.
'cause they're just so oblivious as mobsters.
Well, Clamps is the best. I don't know.
Clamps.
Donbot's kind of whatever.
We'll wait and see until, what does he say? If he wins the poker tournament.
Why do the Mad Fellows shake hands with their feet?
I have no
Or
idea.
point out things with their feet? Or
It's funnier.
Do a foot promise. Wouldn't you want a foot promise? If you could even
I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know.
Although Fry is like, he is completely aware of it. Can do it right away.
Also is not wearing socks.
Yeah, why isn't he wearing shoes or socks?
Well, he's wearing shoes, but when he slips out, he's got no sock on. You can't just slip out of a sock like that. I've tried.
Well, that's true.
You can't... What? You can't slip out of a sock?
You seem alarmed by this information.
My pseudo-producer was recording while we were speaking, and I'm just getting those text messages. All right, back to the...
I have a note. It's Sal in space.
Yes, we get to see Sal, which I love seeing Sal.
Sal is always around.
He is always going to be around.
He does everything.
He does do everything. He's the one man, every man job. That's it. He does all the things.
It's every blue collar job in the universe.
Yeah, but at some point in this episode, he gets blasted out into space.
Oh, you had a comment about that.
Yeah, like he's...
Yeah.
How's he supposed to survive that?
He's Sal.
But then we see him at the end of the episode. He's back.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so with all the Mad Fellas, did you see all the weird tinfoil hat creations?
Yeah.
There's like a...
Yeah.
I don't know, a 17th century French...
Yeah, the Marie Antoinette
Yeah.
hairdo hat.
And the guy, number 9. I'm just going to keep calling him number 9.
With the...
With the sideburns?
Sideburns, yeah.
It's actually like a priest's hat, because he's kind of dressed like a clergyman from medieval. I'm trying to think of we already pointed out the guy with the disgruntled look on his face, who's part of the Mad Fellas.
Oh, the real wonky-faced Mad Fellow.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed, and this is right after Sal gets thrown through space, they go to the news crew. What's her name? Is her name Linda? She's part of the Feministas at this point.
Yeah, a bunch of characters from the show, female characters from the show, join the Feministas. Ones we are vaguely familiar with.
But Linda, who I think that's her name, but she says at some point she's like trying to do a news report, and she like cuts to Leela for like her commentary or something. But she says Route 2 News, and it has like that, you know, the square root symbol.
Oh yeah.
And I'd never heard that before when her and Morbo are broadcasting. It just seemed like weird that all of a sudden it was like this math joke about the title of the show or something. I don't know. Did you notice that?
No, I don't think I've ever seen.
Okay. Yeah, because she said Route 2 News, and I've never heard that before. It seemed new, which is weird.
No, I've never seen the title of the news. Like, it's always they just turn the news on.
Right.
And it's just Morbo and Linda.
Yeah. Okay. Queen Kwong.
Oh, God. Terrible puns. Terrible.
Yeah.
How is it that Richard Nixon has never heard of TiVo before?
Oh,
Because he was super excited about the fact that you could record.
he's also super excited about Charleston Chill, which is a terrible candy.
That's true.
What was the one day that we just got? It was after a show. We got really drunk. We bought a bunch of Charleston chews from the gas station.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was such a bad idea.
I'm going to say that was you guys, and I had no part of that, because I don't remember purchasing any Charleston chews.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why?
I remember doing it.
Yeah.
I thought you both were there, though.
Mm.
I remember getting the Charleston chews, and they were not good. Maybe if you freeze them.
It's fucking bad.
But I'm just gonna keep fucking rolling with this because I don't care anymore. I just want to get through this goddamn movie.
I don't care at all.
Okay, so what happened? Here, let's just fucking sum it up. Here, a bunch of people join the Feministas. They go on 3 episodes, I want to say, correct?
Sure.
Trying to stop Leo Long from blowing up this Violet Door Star. On the side part, Fry, who has gotten these new special powers, is trying to stop the Dark Ones from destroying the... What the hell is the name of the Encyclopod?
Yeah.
Okay, the Encyclopod, who is the good guy version of the Dark Ones. So that's his side story.
This is terrible.
Yes.
We're all so fucking just distraught by these fucking movies that we're now just like, I don't know, let's go through it. And then there's the Encyclopods, and then the Dark Ones come back, and then Leo has
I'm burnt out. Had we done this in just like an episode order, like just half-hour episodes, and gotten different, like, or gotten the same guest, which we would never have been able to do.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my phone.
You're looking at cats, right?
No.
What are you looking at?
All the photos you posted to Instagram earlier.
Okay, you're gonna like all of them?
I am.
Okay, good. Alright, so that's what Suds is doing.
There's
This is how unconcerned we are with this actual episode.
well, Zap Brannigan has some really stupid bits in here. When Bender identifies Leela as the leader of the Feministas, and Zap is coming back just like, he's identified her as Leela, who I once made love at.
Yeah.
It's such a...
He does that more than once, though. Like, he says something to that effect more than once.
Such a projectile means of describing sex.
He keeps bringing it up. We're in the movies. This is after 5 seasons, and he keeps saying shit like this.
Little bit in here. The Keeler crater.
Oh, okay. I think that's for Ken Keeler.
I imagine it would
has
be.
to be. Yeah.
I don't know. There are other Keelers out there.
Is there a Keeler crater on Mars?
It just seems so obvious they were doing it for one of their most prominent writers.
Okay, yeah, I could go with that.
Ken Keeler has written most of, if not all of the finale episodes.
good because he usually writes pretty good ones.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had any. We can look at that when we get to the end of this. All right. Well, we can't. We can only look at the past couple. So the Keeler. What else you got?
There's the whole chase sequence.
Why are they shooting lasers at the feministas? I remember Suds bringing
Yeah.
that up.
Well, that chase sequence goes on for a long time.
Yes, but
You had like a weird half burp in there.
yeah. Sorry, this beer is not sitting.
Well, technically, we don't even know how long it goes because they go through a wormhole. It could be late years.
Do they end up getting caught too after the wormhole?
Do they?
Yeah, we get to hear a little Duran Duran, the only '80s.
I hate Duran Duran.
Hungry like the wolf. Yeah.
It's only Duran Duran song I know, actually. Oh, no, that's a lie. You haven't seen James Bond, have you? There's a
Never.
Duran Duran song at the beginning of the James Bond movie.
I've never seen a James Bond movie.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
And I'm hungry like James
that's-
Bond.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Believe it or not, that's the wrong song. Sorry, I'm just gonna keep it in your head. You're gonna be singing it later, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna be singing it all night.
Damn this cat.
Can you not wait until he chimes in with that? Believe it or not, I am real hungry.
At least make me food.
You're gonna get a beer can thrown at you.
Oh, it's gonna be worse than that.
Excuse me.
But they go through the wormhole and they end up at the XM radio repair station.
Yeah, which...
Oh, right next to where fucking Zap is at with the Nimbus, because when they got chopped in half, or wait, did they already get chopped in half?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got the Nimbus got chopped in half, and they go to repair their XM radio, and the wormhole fucking spits them out right next to them.
And
So then, of course, Zap just keeps
Yeah.
shooting lasers at them.
Which
like an
the
idiot.
XM station just fucking floating in outer space somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not on like a planet or anything.
No, and then Zap, of course, in the Nimbus, just takes off and fucking murders a bunch more people. Like
a haphazard chase.
Yeah, he just kills everyone in his fucking path. He doesn't care at all. What do you think is Zap's like ultimate goal? It's just to have sex with Leela again, right?
No, we've talked about this before. All right, so we might as well go into it real quick. You guys have said that the way Zap is just because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Or no, you've said that. Somebody else said that he
We
actually
argued
knows
about it.
what he's doing.
Right.
Like he does it on purpose.
I mean, he's pure id. He doesn't have like an end goal. He's just doing whatever the fuck he feels like at the time. He's like Donald Trump.
Well, at this point,
Space Trump.
He's Space Trump.
Yeah. Well, at this point, he's a mass murderer. So,
Yeah.
and a
Wait, Trump or the...
No, you got to give that time. That'll be at least another 6 months. You know, when the bombs start falling. We've been talking about this for 6
The
months.
bombs have been falling for a while, just not here.
Should we go into have we had our political rant for the show? Or do you guys want to just finish up?
Let's wrap up.
Okay.
So I don't... When they're on trial, I didn't get the last two justices. I never looked them up.
Oh, no.
Well, who do you have?
The ones I have are Snoop Dogg, Bjork, Abdul, Garofalo, Scalia, Thomas, and Ginsburg.
Now, you had an issue with the Snoop Dogg thing.
Well, we already sort of talked about it. I don't know. I just think it's like cheap. No, it's not that funny to me.
So, is it as cheap as the... Oh, Shazbot.
No, that was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
That was like the best joke I've ever seen on Futurama.
No.
On television as a whole,
Yeah,
I think.
I love the worst.
Yeah.
Damn it. You didn't even know what it was. You had no idea what it was a reference to.
I was confused.
You only knew the one part. You didn't know the other fucking part.
Orcs.
Fuck all of you. Fuck both of you, and fuck you for laughing about it.
Alright, continue, James.
Yeah, please just get us.
Let's just... We're at 111.
The next two notes I have, I'm going to do them in tandem. Because the first one just says kaboom boom. And the second one says crush 'em like blood pumpkins. There's got to be a connection there.
Kaboom boom. Crush 'em like blood pumpkins. Who says kaboom boom?
Leo.
Is it Leo?
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking that was like one of the Amazonians.
Oh, it does sound like something.
One of the, like, somebody on that planet would say.
Kasnoosnoo.
Yeah, Kasnoosnoo. I got Snoosnoo.
Kasnoosnoo. The title, or the name of the porno magazine that Scruffy is reading is Playboy RD.
I thought one of you was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Men can't resist hookers. That's so true.
I mean, have you ever been able to resist a hooker? I know I haven't.
I think it's very rude if you say no to sex.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, if a hooker approaches you. Hooker, like, is that even a term that is acceptable anymore?
Have you ever heard... Okay, so that's not that. Have you heard some of the other... And I've said some of the slang people used to use for prostitute. Now, I only know two, but look them up. There's slappy and chippies.
Oh, I've never heard those.
Oh.
Chippy?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
These are... You can look this shit up. I heard it somewhere else, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, looked it up. Oh, that's a prostitute.
Let's call them what they really are, used genital salesmen.
They're escort, sir. Girlfriend experience. Let's be nice about it.
That's a very positive way to look at it. And I think I like that.
The girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Well, the end of the girlfriend experience, not actually the whole thing, I think. What, they leave afterwards.
They all do!
They always leave! I'm just giving you my own personal experience. Oh my god.
So, how's your love life going lately, Dave?
It's not bad. I mean, could be worse.
It's a lot of hookers.
Oh god. Oh god, all the hookers.
You know, if you just keep them on like a constant rotation, it will seem as though you have a relationship.
One girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Rotating door situation.
Alright, yeah. If only I could afford all of those hookers. I'd do it every day.
You don't have a hooker budget?
No.
Dave, one day,
I don't have a slush fund for hookers.
one day, I know you'll get to the point where you can afford those.
At some point.
You'll get there. I have faith in you.
Thank you, Suds.
This is the proudest I've ever seen him be of anything.
Alright, let's
Let's cough a whole lot.
I am dying. I hate it when people do this. I'm gonna cough right into the mic. Oh god. Alright, I want to get to the end. Stop it. Stop. I want to get to the end.
Jesus.
Alright, so the conclusion of this episode is that Fry, he thinks he realizes that he is the Dark One because
Yeah.
no one can read his thoughts. He couldn't find anyone else who he could read their thoughts. And he's supposed to be the chosen. So there is kind of like a slight divide. Although we know as the viewers that he can't be the Dark One because we've already heard the Dark One's voice. We know there's a Dark One. It's just Fry freaking the fuck out. So he ends up...
So he never did read the mind of that little slug thing?
No, because he couldn't.
Okay.
The slug thing wasn't present, actually, when he was reading the minds of the crowd.
Okay.
Like, so he just jumped to some conclusion that he was the Dark One.
Yeah.
That being said, like, we get some heartfelt moments here. Like, we kind of get closure with the Leela Fry thing. And we get even more later on, and I will mention one of my favorite parts of the whole, this movie and the movies. Obviously, this was the conclusion of the series, as far as they knew. Which, this was another good conclusion. I know you had said the last time when Season 5, the end of Season 5, which was the original run's end.
Devil's Idle Hands.
Yeah, you did say you liked it.
I liked it, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we have a moment between Fry and Leela. They crash in. The feministas, well, not all the feministas, which I did think was odd. Not all the feministas escape from the jail. It's just Leela, La Barbara, and Amy, and Bender. Okay. And then they are joined by Scruffy, the janitor. Sorry, I had to do it. I don't know if Hermes... Is Hermes with them? Can you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hermes, Zoidberg, and the Professor, and Scruffy, excuse me, they all crash the, whatever it is, the stadium, or where they're going to blow up the Violet Dwarf Star from. They stop Leo in some kind of little spat. I mean, it's like a slap fight. It's the dumbest little... You know, it's not funny to me, but it probably...
I mean, encyclopod hatches, but it's an enormous manta ray with like a biodome on its back.
Oh, you know, that's an allusion to, was it, the turtle with the earth on the back? What is it? That's like a...
It's like an ancient Native American folktale.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, there's also...
Ancient, like, I don't know, what, 400 years?
Ancient.
Hey, let's not talk shit on people's mythology. Look, there's a lot of mythologies out there that are ridiculous. At least that's entertaining.
I had this note. Who does the voice of the encyclopod?
I'm pretty sure it's a series regular.
I wanted to say that it was Frank Welker.
I think it's him as well, because it almost sounds a little bit like Nibbler.
Yeah.
Just a little change to the voice. But he kind of has that same joking delivery, though, when he ends up destroying the Dark One.
Yeah.
And number 9's like, are you going to save his genetic...
Hey, wait, where'd it go?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, where'd it go? So it probably is Frank Welker, but it looks like Suds is looking it up right now.
I'm trying.
Well, just put in, the encyclopod.
Yeah, I got it.
Futurama.
Hang on.
First, you need to get onto the internet.
Use the googly machine. Come on. Chop. But I do like at the end of this episode that we do kind of have there is a touching moment between Fry and Leela where she keeps throughout these 4 episodes, she keeps asking him, why should I trust you? And then comes to this conclusion at the end of this 4 episodes, because it's you.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, but I still, I feel like they drawled that out a little too much. But it makes sense for the movie.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't, we sat through all this, that being said, we move on, and they actually almost get arrested for 53 counts of what? Fugitivity?
Fugitivity.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
For just being fugitives.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, yeah.
They escape Zap, the whole crew.
And
Kif, who decides to abandon Zap. Thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, that... For the end of the series, what we thought the end of the series was going to be, I was like, thank the Lord, Kif is with them. And they start flying off, and their only means of escape is the black hole...
Wormhole.
No, well, it's something else. It's something different.
What?
Yeah, because they make a big deal about it at the end of this episode. The professor says something to the effect of, if we go through this, we don't know where we'll come out or if we'll come out.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not the same thing that we saw earlier.
It was still a wormhole. It was just a massive wormhole.
Okay.
So
was that the difference?
Yes, yeah. So they didn't know how that would affect their trajectory through space-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I must have skipped over that.
No, it was just a massive wormhole.
So I like that at the end of this too, and I'm not giving any slurmies. I'm not giving away what else.
Oh, you liked how Fry and Leela kissed?
Yes, I do like that.
So did I.
But to tell you the truth, the last episode of the series, which we've talked about before, of the last official episode, and I'm doing quotations,
Okay.
where
So the end.
is my favorite Fry and Leela episode.
Yeah, okay, it's great.
But I do like that they eventually, Leela says, I love you to Fry, and Fry
Yes.
says, I love you. You know, well, Fry said, you know, he pours his heart out.
Yeah.
But this is one of my favorite lines of the show, of the whole show.
What? Okay, what?
And it's said by Bender.
What does he say?
Into the breach, meat bags. It is my favorite.
Is that a reference to something?
Shakespeare.
Into the Breach?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is one of my favorite lines of the whole series. And also he ends it with,
Look at
whatever.
you. Look at you, little literature.
oh my god, Shakespeare's terribly hard to read. What the? Why? Have you ever read Shakespeare? It's fucking incredibly hard to read.
I read something at some point.
James, do you have a comment on that?
No.
Alright, so I basically summed up the end of the episode so we could just finish this off.
Let's do it.
Let's get into Slurmies. I'm going to let you go first, Suds, because I've just talked a lot and I need to wet my whistle.
Okay. All right. I think that there are some pacing issues with this movie. I guess I like the ultimate end game. I like the very basic plot of this movie, but boy does it take a while to get there. I like the introduction of Hutch Waterfall and what are they called? The
Mad Fellows.
The Mad Fellows. I think that I would like the Feministas portion of the episode a lot more if they weren't just battling Leo Wong, because
If there were some men there.
if there were a few more men, get a couple more muscles in there, and I might have liked it a little bit better, yeah. But also I just don't like the Wongs at all. I don't care for Leo, and I don't know. I do. I like the way that the episode or the movie ends. I like that there is sort of this sort of deep mythology with the encyclopods. I don't know. There are things that I like about it. There's a couple pretty funny jokes. I have a note. Fry says this line. Something happens and I can't remember what the circumstances were, but he says a scary noise.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, when Frida is hammering the protest sign into the ground
Yeah.
after he's leaving
Okay.
the Wong estate.
This is where he's like, stop making stupid puns.
Stop making your point so ineffectively.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I really want to own a Tickle Me Bender.
Don't touch me there.
All right. So I don't know. I think this episode has some serious issues. I think it's probably my least favorite of the four movies. And I'm gonna probably give it I don't see how I can possibly give it more than I'm gonna give it 2.75 Slurmies, and I think that I could go up as high as like 3.75 if there was more Waterfall, more Mad Fellows, but I think it's a 2.75. I think all the other movies are better. I don't know. Also, it's the last movie that we're doing, and I just hate the movies.
Suds, do me a favor. Look at your score.
All right, fuck
for
you.
the last, not the Simsorama.
Yeah, Bender's Game.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, what am I doing? Oh wait. No, this is right. What are you talking about? Bender's Game I gave a 3.5.
Oh, you changed it. That's right.
I like Bender's Game.
It was James who rated it that.
Yeah, he gave it a 1.8.
Yeah.
That seems insane to me because I think Bender's Game is fucking great.
You changed your score like mid scoring. You were like, you know what? And James is like, nah, I'm not fucking.
Well, James, that has happened a few times and he's never agreed to change it. He wrote down my score. I probably was trying to go from 3.5 to like a 4, and he said no.
You were trying to go higher. All right, James, do your slurm.
So I'm going the opposite direction of Michael, and I know that this podcast is not great evidence for that, but this is actually my favorite of the movies.
Really?
It's just that talking about them and trying to do shows, it's so fucking draining, but I love this movie. That's not to say that it's the best Futurama movie. It's my personal favorite, but I actually think Bender's Big Score is the most well done.
Okay.
But yeah, this one just, for me, like it hits all the points where we finally get a little bit of closure with Leela and Fry. All of the animation on all of the deeps, and I'm gonna bring it to a specific point when they finally hatch the encyclopod. Mm-hmm. The animation on that scene is so fucking well done.
The cells dividing and all that,
and you can tell once they were kind of getting close to it towards the end of the Fox run, but once they moved away from that, the animation started to get really tight on the show.
Well, we talked about that on the Simsorama episode. Simpson-orama, isn't that what it was?
That's Simpson-orama?
Yeah. We talked about that that special episode, that the Futurama animation, and no offense to the Simpsons, so don't anybody get all up in arms, the Futurama animation is far better than Simpsons animation, or the fact that we had Simpsons animators trying to animate characters they've never done before might have had an issue with it. But still, I personally think the Futurama animation is on point in later seasons and these movies as well.
But there's a ton of lines and bits in this movie that I really love, but I think what holds this from being the best Futurama movie is that there is a lot of pacing issues and a lot of fat as far as the plot structure goes. We don't need the whole Bender and the Donbot side route that it fucking takes us on. So I'm gonna get, because I really love this movie, but it kind of falls. I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
That seems so high to me, but okay.
All right. Well, as for me, going back and watching this and coming to the podcast and having to actually think about how I would rate this, I'm not going to rate it really low. I'm not going to rate it. This is like an average Futurama episode to me. I do enjoy a lot of aspects of it, and like I said at the end, one of my favorite quotes, plus the closure we get with Fry and Leela, assuming that this was the last of Futurama that we would see. There are a lot of good jokes in this. There are also some that fall flat. But I gotta put into account, like, how many times have we watched these movies? Like, at some point, this shit is gonna kind of get stale. You gotta walk away from it and come back to it.
Sure, but I mean, how many times have we watched the non-movies? I've watched the non-movie episodes
That's true.
more times.
But we are also part of that contingent, the Futurama sleepers, or the people who put it on in the background.
Sure.
And maybe only come in, like, you turn your head and you see a funny joke going on. You're like, oh, yeah, I love this part. And, like, you're laughing about that. But when we have to sit down and pay attention to every little aspect of what's going on, you might start to notice things that really aren't particularly funny to you anymore, or just are not funny to you at that moment, and you love other moments more. So, like I'm saying, like, it will, like you guys were saying too, out of the 4 movies, and I'm looking at the scores we have, the first movie we all gave 5 across the board. Did we have a guest for that, or did we?
Nah, for the first part.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Shit.
God.
Dave, you drunk ass.
I'm not drunk. I just forgot because, you know.
That wasn't annoying at all, by the way.
Let's not go on. Anyways, we all gave the first movie 5.
Okay.
But I feel, I was going to say, like, this, the first movie was written as a movie. And as it went further down into the movies, like this one in particular, they wrote it as 4 different episodes.
Now, are you sure that they didn't do that from the beginning? Because I'm not. I don't know if they did the first movie in that way, but then switched it up, or.
I feel like they wrote the first movie as just one full length, like continuous, had one plot. Okay. There was no.
All right. I don't know.
They had a subplot, but it wasn't prevalent at all. It was one thing. Now, first movie's Bender's Big Score, right? Had to do with time travel and Bender.
It's an insane plot. Yeah.
But it pretty much stuck to that. We didn't see too much of anything else going on. With this, we have several subplots and random shit going on. Like, had they just, like you guys would said, stuck to the Mad Fellows and Fry's whole thing, might have been a lot better. But they had to have this, like, feminista undertone or, you know, go the opposite. Stick with the feminista thing. And, you know, just stick to one story.
You know what? I actually think that's a very good point. I agree with you. I think if they had just not necessarily make this into a movie, but just take each separate storyline, separate them, just do an episode about each. Both of them would have been better.
Or
in my opinion, both of the separate episodes would have been better than the sum of this movie.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see the Mad Fellows come back.
Oh, but we do, just not in the extent of this movie. We see number 9 again at some point.
We do, yeah.
And obviously we don't see Hutch because he dies. But that being said, all right, I'm not going to ramble on too much longer.
You're not?
No, I'm sorry. I'm starting to go dry, and I would like to have a cigarette. Damn it! I'm going to give this.
Come on.
Just a 3, just even, right in the middle. I can still sit down and watch this and be entertained.
Well, if anything, James is the outlier on this one.
Yeah.
He's the high score.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I are pretty close. Yeah. James is kind of high.
No, he's not too much higher. You know. But we can't all, you know.
Kind of high.
Kind of high. All right, let's end this. I'm done.
All right, so
I'm spent.
We are fucking done with the movies
now.
We
are officially done with the movies.
But I do, real quick, I have one brand new segment.
Oh, we're doing a new segment?
Yeah, that we've never done before.
Okay, not like last week where we did a new segment, too.
Did we do a new segment last week?
Crossovers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That went really well. All right, so this brand new segment is called What is the State Capital of Nebraska?
Nebraska? I don't fucking know. Who the fuck knows where what the state capital of Nebraska is? People who live in Nebraska.
Correct. Good job. What is the state capital?
You're not going to tell her that she's not allowed to talk because I'm pretty sure that's.
She was right. Why would we stifle that?
Do I want to get beaten up later? No, not necessarily.
Let's put that into context.
Yeah, here.
Okay, no, that's it. I have nothing else.
Okay, all right. Omaha. Have you guys ever had Omaha steaks?
They come in the mail now.
Yeah, they come in the mail now.
I don't know what those are.
You can order a big cooler of frozen meat.
Do you think, what do you think the quality is when you compare it to like a Trump steak with ketchup?
I mean, I don't know what compares to
a
Trump steak
well
with
done
ketchup.
Trump steak with ketchup.
All right, I'm ending this. Thank you for listening.
Here's your hockey puck, Mr. President.
I'm going to apologize for our shitty recording of this.
This is the best episode we ever done.
This is like the worst episode we've ever done.
I think the next episode is going to be the best because we're
going
to be so
fresh.
fucking happy.
Yeah, we're going to be on top of it next episode. Thank you for listening. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at DeadWolfSal.
Follow me on Twitter at Gorilla Karate.
Mike Suds on different places on the internet. And Florence and Libby is my band.
Off you go, apparently.